What is up, guys? I'm Jay the Stingray here with Orc and Cole. We're going to be doing another scurry commentary for you tonight. We're going to be doing Oculus. So
Hey guys, you got any UV codes? Send them my way to my Outlook account. What's up, guys?
Can I go to your MySpace and add those?
Yeah. I'm getting into crypto, so I don't want your UV codes anymore. I collect vinyl, and I'm into crypto,
Awesome.
which is fucking the most retarded combination of things you could be interested in. But hey, different strokes for different porn stars. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
But I'll be doing a commentary for you for Oculus, the film from 2013, and it's on Netflix. I think both Canadian and American.
One of the main reasons we're doing it.
Yeah. So we'll give you guys just a second to get synced up. We're at all zeros, and all one of you.
Hey DJ, what's up?
If anybody's here at midnight or 2 in the morning,
really
what time it is for you. So
Yeah.
Really announce this or anything, so.
yeah,
I hope that one is you, buddy. I love you.
these things are usually pretty spontaneous. So
All right. Oh no, back to one. Okay. You guys have offended
damn it, Orc!
one of the viewers we had.
This is your fault, Orc.
Imagine it was the other guy from Kentucky. He's like, I'm out, fuck this shit. This guy's making fun of UV codes and fucking vinyl records. Fuck this shit.
Not on my watch. You're not gonna shit talk vinyl on my watch.
Yeah, I love vinyl, man.
Anyway, okay, we're at all zeros, guys. So just we're gonna count down from 3, 2, 1, and then hit play. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Ignition.
Got some balls of something.
Rated R for terror, violence, some disturbing, I don't know, something else. Couldn't read.
Briefcase, I think it said.
Sorry, my volume's way up. I gotta fix that.
Some disturbing briefcase.
Ruining my movie-going experience, Cole.
I know. How many seconds you at? Because I screwed myself up already.
You want to start over?
No, just
Here, stop at 30. Stop at 30, and then we'll go from there. All right, we can do this. We can do this, guys.
Hold on. Let's just start over if we're going to start over.
okay. Sorry, that's my fault.
Oh, it's fine.
It's because I've had the sound down, so I turned the subtitles on. But when I hit play, I didn't hit play. I just hit enter on the subtitles.
Alexa, lick my balls. Okay, we were good.
Alexa, turn back time. Okay, there we go.
Alexa, play share.
If I could turn back time.
Oh. All right, guys. Well, got a do-over here. Okay, we're at all zeros once again.
Yeah.
We're professionals.
And countdown from 3, 2, 1, play.
Boom.
Stop. Hammer time. Oh, I love this intro screen right here. This is fucking awesome.
I feel like it's a mold killing commercial.
Elevation
Yeah.
It's like
pictures.
balls of spores or something.
This one's pretty.
You had acne like me.
Too. I don't remember this one. Intrepid. I think this is the only movie I've ever seen that for.
So, Cole, talking about you were talking about Harry Potter the other day, reminding me. What's the other series of movies they're making on the? I think it's on the same books. It's like the guy's got a briefcase. I haven't seen the first, or he has a suitcase.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this was making a series of it, but yeah, there was a spin-off called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I didn't know they were going to do a whole series. I didn't even see that movie or read the book because I don't really care.
I'll probably check it out sometime.
I'm not surprised they're going to make a franchise out of it because people go nuts for that stuff.
They love it.
I don't know. They should do the Star. I'm an idiot for saying this, but they should honestly do the Star Wars route, and I mean books wise, not movies wise. I want those prequels. I actually do want to know about like Harry's parents and stuff back in the first time Voldemort was the bad guy, because the whole thing is throughout the books there's the undercurrent of this is the second time Voldemort has come back. Like he was there before. They thought they got rid of him, but they didn't, and that's what it all hinges on. That Harry supposedly killed him as a baby or whatever.
I'm sure that'll happen. There's so much
Real
plenty of
talk.
time.
Where was the first time? When and where? Was the first time? And what were you guys eating when you saw Oculus?
I saw Oculus.
I don't know. I think I probably just first saw it on Netflix, honestly.
I got it a disc in the mail, so I'm kind of like you, Cole.
Somebody told me it was pretty good. I don't even remember who it was.
That's already freaky. But I saw it. I think I may have rented it. I remember James saying it was really shitty, and then I rented it and liked it quite a bit.
I like it too. I thought definitely one of the better of the era. You know, a simple concept, pretty well done. Another one of those brother sister horror movies. There's not a lot of them. Obviously, what comes to mind is the first Jeepers Creepers, also a brother sister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Smell those.
Which
smell
a lot
those
of people
boxer
said.
briefs cooking.
A lot of people thought in that one there was like an undercurrent of incest. I didn't see it. Like, I don't know. Do people have any idea how brothers and sisters act? Because anytime you see brothers and sisters in movies, people always want to say, like, oh, they seem a little too close. You're like,
yeah.
I don't know.
My sister's like 8 years older than me, so I wouldn't say we were as close as the two were in that movie.
Sure. Because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because I do resent it, because my sister and I are she's 3 years older than me, which was somewhat of a gap growing up. So we were kind of an anomaly in that we were close, like, despite that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. So, yeah, what we have here, of course, is he's been in a institute. Their parents are gone, and now she's a bit older. She'll be like his legal guardian.
The beautiful Kieran Gillan.
Yes.
Of Doctor Who fame.
I wouldn't know, but yeah, I've heard that.
Also, Jumanji 2.
Oh, okay. I saw that recently. Oh, right. Yeah, she's the one that's the sexy one in the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
That was okay, I guess. I kind of get why it was popular. It had sort of all the ingredients for like a big sort of thing that like kids and adults would both like.
It was a little better than I was expecting, to tell you the truth, but it did really fucking well at the movie theater.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess.
Like I said, I think it made sense. It has sort of that crossover appeal to both generations.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a niche movie. It's like sort of a fun adventure movie that sort of anybody can get into. It's probably, you know.
I don't know. I didn't like the whole aspect of now it's a video game, but that's just. I guess.
Well, see, that wouldn't bother me because I don't give a crap about the original at all. I don't even think I've seen the original. I've seen scenes from the original. Yeah, that's true. And I mean, honestly, the original seems like a bit of a cop out because, like, they're not even in the game mostly. Mostly, it's just him in the real world, like slogging around in the real world, which is kind of boring, really.
I would say it's a bad movie. I would say it doesn't hold up very well. It's the CGI, especially.
Well, sure. I haven't seen it as a whole, so I can't judge it. But I just mean it doesn't seem like it would have been very exciting because I can remember scenes of them just like sitting around in this big house, sitting on a couch, talking and he's dressed all funny, and they're telling him, "Yeah, you've been in the game for a long time, and this is the world now." And it's like, okay, but I don't know. In this one, you know, they get sucked into the game, and they're in the game for about 80% of the movie, which is at least exciting.
That's true.
Yeah. So anyway, what do we got here? Oh, just they're having their first conversation.
But again, I have to hand it to my boy Mike Flanagan, one of the greatest modern horror directors, in my opinion.
He did this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a good one. So, of course, the crux here that I remember that's going on is while he's been away since the traumatic event has happened, he's been conditioned and medicated and stuff to the point where he now believes what the doctors told him, which is he imagined it.
Right.
And, you know, stuff. And now he's meeting his sister, and she's saying, you know, I was older than you, and now we're here. And it's, I remember this clearly. It did happen. It's all real. It did happen. And the first thing we're going to do is confront the thing. Because I
bought the mirror.
So. Yeah, she works like for a museum or something, or auctions, or something to do with like getting a hold of antiquities and stuff. She's like, I don't know, some sort of facilitator or go-between for buyers. Anyway, so she has bought this mirror, and now she's saying, now we're going to flash back to it actually happening 11 years earlier. And it starts the way so many horror movies start, which is a young family moving into a new house. Man, that's in quite a few. Not that I'm, critiquing it. It works for this movie, but I'm just saying that's something that's in so many of these movies. So this would have been like 2001-ish, I guess.
Yeah, kind of hard to avoid some of those cliches.
Oh, yeah, for sure. What's funny is it seems a little earlier than 2001 because they're running around with one of those like laser tag type things. I had that too, but a little earlier than that. You put the pack on, you can shoot each other.
Right, yeah. Did you have the actual laser tag brand?
No. It was some knockoff.
Yeah, me too. The year it was really popular, but I got the knockoff. But it works.
That's another one of my great regrets about things that you can't do anymore, really, is that I wish I'd played more laser tag.
There was a period of time here in like probably the early 2000s when it was like really popular and they had places where you could go do it.
Well, yeah, because I was going to say, so like my most vivid memory is like sometime around 97, 98-ish. It was one of my friend's birthday parties from junior high.
Oh, yeah.
And there was this place that didn't last very long. It was only around for maybe 2 years. And it was like a fun zone type place, right? And it had its main draw was it had laser tag. But outside it also had the arcade there. And I remember playing the sequel to the N64 Racer Cruisin' USA. They had the sequel Cruisin' World. I remember playing that a few things, and of course laser tag. And part of me thinks if I had a time machine, I would like go back and hang out there, or tell my friend, this is what you're going to remember when you're old and bitter, that you liked this stuff, and it's gone now.
You took it for granted.
Took it for granted, damn it! You didn't support this place at all. No wonder it went out.
We're not going to try to stop world wars or anything. We're going to go back and appreciate laser tag.
Laser tag, yeah. I'm going to do some visits to like the 80s and 90s so I can watch various TV and go to arcades and stuff like that.
Yeah. You could still find Cruisin' USA. Like I still see it around town, the old, original
nice
console, or I guess, where you sit down.
Mm-hmm. Trying to remember what else was in that arcade, because I know I played other games, but I can't think what the other games were. They didn't have too many, actually.
Maybe have the Area 51 game, maybe the Aerosmith game.
Yes. Was that Revolution X?
Time Crisis. That was my favorite.
I never played Time Crisis, honestly, in the arcade. I played home versions of it.
Mm-hmm.
I played it on the Sega Saturn.
Oh, yeah.
That's a system I'd like to get someday.
Yeah.
I have a Dreamcast, and you do too.
I think Saturns are a bit more pricey.
Okay. Now we have the awkward parent sexual stuff. She gets her hair from her mother, obviously.
Right.
This guy looks kind of like a Liv Schreiber type.
It's like he just stepped from the underwear model shoot over onto the set.
I don't think he's that good looking, really, but yeah. So it's a nice old house. There's nothing in the fridge because they just moved in. Or I'd like to have a kitchen with an island someday. My kitchen is small and crappy.
I think you may be a little bit ahead of me.
Oh, sorry.
They're doing the odd sexual stuff now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've already at the girls with glowing eyes, so I'll stop it for a bit. I stopped at 11:14.
I'm at 11:25 now.
And the girl with the glowy eyes hasn't happened?
Guy's getting a juice box out of the fridge.
Yeah. So that's funny. Because I'm at 11:23 and that's ahead of that. So that's really weird.
Must be different versions here.
I guess. Mine is an hour and 31 seconds, or an hour and 31 minutes and 53 seconds long.
It's an hour and 32. Or wait. Yeah, there's the girl with the glowing eyes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just keep it going. And now I've got him looking in the mirror and saying shit as he spills stuff on him. Say when that happens, and I'll resume.
Okay, he's going to do that.
He's memeing.
Right, right now.
Okay, there. So we're more or less.
Just the juice box himself.
Yeah. Okay. That's weird. We have got different times.
Yeah, we've got different times on this thing.
Mine's was going a little faster because I know I did it right that time. I know it. Okay. Dark room. The mirror.
Ultimate close up. Even with my condition.
That's disorienting.
I don't know what the fuck I did. Sorry.
Vestron is putting out Maximum Overdrive, yeah. I think we've been talking about that.
Who is?
Vestron.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Michael Brown comments.
There's a local band here called Maximum Overdrive. I see their posters all the time.
Okay, there we go. All right, you don't have to puke. We got the maximum close up taken away. So how are you guys doing on this Tuesday morning of whatever the fuck day it is, 21st? 20th?
Look how nicely styled her hair is from just waking up.
Just like in real life. Okay,
I'm not
so now we're back in the present. And she's, of course, doing the thing you shouldn't do, which is stand there like an idiot looking at the mirror. Or this isn't the present, is it?
I think she might be dreaming.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, because, yeah, she was just a kid back then, so that's all right. So, yeah, having a dream. One of those dreams where... Okay.
Well, that's her brother sleeping in the same bed as her.
That's not her brother.
Oh.
That's her boyfriend that you don't... That we don't see after this, but, yeah, she's...
Well, this is in honor of you, okay, buddy?
Maybe her husband.
That's not funny work. I missed that.
It's a tribute.
Do you have any idea how unsatisfying this is? I'm never going to get used to this.
Rules, now pull out all your pubic hairs and your iced tea, you motherfucker.
What are you drinking there, Cole?
It's a tribute. I'm just drinking some sugar-free Nestea.
You broke the rules.
I like Nestea.
It's not bad, but, you know, never going to...
This is from in Canada.
You have to remember, Orc, I didn't drink, you know, Pepsi Max and Coke Zero. I drank the real shit, and now I don't drink it at all. It's tough.
I drink it all. That's why I have 7 chins. What's up, boy? How's it going?
Photos. Okay, yeah, that's right. Because she was looking up the different houses it had gone to and how it always ended with like violent deaths. It is pretty cool now. I remember there's a part where she traces back the history of the mirror. It's pretty cool. I think that's what I like best. They start with like, yeah, how the mirror went from household to household because the mirror's like 200 years old, maybe older.
Cole, do you hate me because I'm fat or because I'm American?
Both. Yes and yes.
It's so hard to choose. Sorry.
God, can we get back on topic? You guys are such fucking casuals. Holy fuck.
Stephen LaPierre asked, Cole, do you have Sunrise Records out in Nova Scotia?
We do now. We didn't for all those years, but when HMV went out of business, even though there were like 3 or 4 HMVs here, only one has been replaced by Sunrise. So now there is one Sunrise Records in Nova Scotia. It's over in the Micmac Mall in Dartmouth.
Oh.
I don't get over there very much, but I would like to more because it's nice actually having a place to buy movies like that. So yeah, for years we never ever had one, and now we have one. I was when I first heard about it, I read on the internet, you know, that Sunrise was replacing HMV. I got all excited because there's an HMV at the shopping center, which is a lot closer than the other mall, but that one didn't get replaced. That just became something else. But yeah, so now we have Sunrise. So I've been there a couple times. It's not much different from HMV, really. You know, a record store is kind of a record store. I don't even know if I've... Yeah, I think I bought something since it changed, but I can't remember what. Probably a movie. All right, confronting the mirror. Isn't there a whole bit here with the sheets covering stuff?
Yeah.
I was pretty sure that was this movie. Ah, there it is. You can see right behind her.
You must be hungry. Oh God, for what?
Souls.
You know what's funny about this movie is, you know, Collider, the network, right? From YouTube?
No.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Schmoes No, Cole?
Nope.
Oh. Anyways, they jerk off to Katie Sackhoff all the time. So, like, they'll be having a podcast and they'll be like, "It's Katie Sackhoff!" And they get, like, all excited. I'm like, yeah, she was in, like, 3 movies. Congrats.
Isn't she like 60 now?
I don't know. She's good looking, don't get me wrong, but they're just like, it's like the one famous person they know. So they go crazy. It's Katie Sackhoff!
Not that anybody cares, but she's not my style. She is way too tall and powerful.
Oh, yeah, that's how you want them, Cole.
No,
Yeah.
I'd have a chick that could like ragdoll me.
You want Ronda Rousey right now? UFC podcast, let's go.
I'm pretty confident I could easily beat her in the stand-up. Her stand-up is horrible.
I want to see if I can beat her in the sit down, lie down.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. Even with that bulldog face, it's cute. She's got that little...
No, I can't. Barked up the wrong tree. Even if I didn't know all the horrible things I knew about her awful personality. I'm just being completely honest now.
How would you rate her on your Emma Stone chart? This is need to know info. Fuck the movie.
Yeah, I'm sure our viewers really care about my references.
Dude, it's important. You're a pimp, Cole.
What, is Emma Stone high on the list or low on the list?
She's middle.
Okay.
I don't particularly care for that husky voice of hers. If we're gonna make me look like an asshole.
Emma Stone's a 10.1 out of 10. Fuck yeah.
That's right, boys.
Yeah.
I prefer a more girlish, lilting voice.
I swear I don't have a dick. Well, if you say so, let's go. Woo!
And holy shit, why the hell not that it was a good movie, because it wasn't, but why was she in La La Land? It's kind of like me flipping out about the Amy Adams thing. Of all the actresses, you put her in La La Land. Like, it just blows my mind.
I don't know. I am pumped for Zombieland 2, I'll tell you that much. Fuck yeah.
I liked Zombieland quite a bit.
I knew it was going to be an okay movie. You know, it had an interesting premise. I saw the trailer. And then, of course, it's got the World of Warcraft part, which is fucking hilarious, which is completely relatable for me. But I haven't
seen the trailer yet.
I just knew it was going to kick ass, like, when I saw it for the first time, and I heard Metallica For Whom the Bell Tolls, and then the credits roll, the opening credits. I was like...
Oh, well, that's in the first one. Or are you talking about the first one?
Yeah, the first one. When he's like, when his neighbor's going to kill him, and he's like, endless hours of World of Warcraft. I'm like, that's my room in 2008.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, that was a cool use of For Whom the Bell Tolls. That was pretty badass.
Yeah, like the still slow frames of the people, especially when he's talking about all the fat people getting killed first.
Yeah. The minivan driving across the football field, and it's like, for whom the bell tolls. I was like, this is going to be a great movie, and I get to sit here for another hour and 45 minutes. This is awesome.
What, you were... So... Okay, I'm not going to try to dissect that one.
What?
I just never thought... I mean, I know that now you've been... In recent years, because of what's happened, I know that you've had the thing where, you know, we take for granted, you know, a simple thing like being able to sit, because for so long you couldn't sit. But, like, so even before that, you didn't take sitting for granted, because when you went to a movie you liked, you thought, I can sit here for a while. I have to say that's never been something that's occurred to me while watching a movie that, like, yes, now I get to sit here for 2 hours.
Well, no. I mean, I was just normal for once, yeah, so I could sit. But then also, it's the fact of, you know, I haven't walked out of a movie like you guys have, just because I just fucking hated it so much. But it's good, like, knowing in the first 10 minutes you're gonna love the movie. That's mainly what I meant. You know, like, you're like, okay, this is gonna. Yeah.
That is my favorite Metallica song.
Really? Nice. Best album, in my opinion.
Okay, Orc, now I need to know, because you brought it up in the chat since we're going out. You brought up the Goo Goo Dolls. What is your favorite Goo Goo Dolls song? Everybody has one. Everybody has a favorite Goo Goo Dolls.
Man, dude, it switches all the time. Top 4, Irish, Slide, Broadway, Name. Those are like my top. I just listen to them on repeat. I love them.
Man, what's good about Broadway? I never understood why Broadway was even a single.
Broadway is dark tonight.
I have their live album from 2004, and when they start to play Broadway, like, you honestly can't tell what they're doing, because it just sounds like all he's doing is just randomly hitting the guitar. It just sounds like shit. Then it turns into Broadway. Anyway, my favorite song is from that album, the Disney Up the Girl album.
Oh, reads every comic. Dun, dun,
I
dun.
asked you your favorite, not to... All Eyes on Me is my favorite Goo Goo Dolls song.
Now I know Cole's name.
Those drums are killer. I can remember watching the Howard Stern show in the 90s, and John Rzeznik was a guest, as well as several gay people, and he sang with an acoustic guitar, "I Won't Tell Him You're Gay." That was the 90s, as we talked, a different era.
Yeah, we're
you don't have a favorite Goo Goo Dolls song, Jay?
Do I?
You don't have a favorite Goo Goo Dolls song?
No, man. I'm not a fan.
Oh. I don't know how anybody could dislike the Goo Goo Dolls.
They have really good bar music.
All these other bands come and go, but the Goo Goo Dolls endure. I mean, they haven't done anything I care about for like 15 years, but I mean, they had a really good run.
Yeah. I feel like Train, maybe like some Third Eye Blind or some shit. We can lump into there. That.
Yeah, I know what you mean. No, I think they're a lot. I think they have a lot more depth than that.
Did you see him on the Milky Way? Get back to the Milky Way.
Okay, we're gonna stop mentioning bands now. So the movie, the plant, in the past, they've noticed that the mirror kills plants if they're in the room. Now we're here. He's starting to see the layout of her weird trap room.
And she brought a dog in and didn't even bother naming the dog because
she's like a psychopath. She doesn't care at all. She's like, here, kill the dog. I know you will. Yeah, and she won't name it. She puts the dog in there. At least he releases the dog. Like, she's become so obsessed with her revenge on the mirror that the life of a dog means nothing.
This is the movie where they have like the office area and all like the weird shit happens, like kind of like in the pilot episode of American Horror Story. Like the chick tries to fuck him, kind of. Is that this movie?
I don't know. I mean, they have a special room here with laptops and cameras and all this stuff, and they have a weird fail-safe that will, like, come down and smash the mirror if something happens.
Yeah, and what I mean by that, doesn't some chick try to seduce, like, the husband, the father, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Back in the past, when they were kids, the mirror, like, influences the father to, like, have an affair or something, or...
Well, no, I think she just sees her in there and tells the mom that there was a woman in Daddy's office or whatever.
Right. But isn't there a point where, like, he actually does physically see a woman?
Oh, yeah, he's seen her a few times.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, I've seen this.
And he's like going crazy. His like fingernails are falling off and stuff.
Yeah.
At this point.
So anyway. So she's going to begin the grand experiment, and of course there's lots of water and stuff to keep them hydrated, because part of it is like something about like losing time or not being able to keep track of time.
Exactly.
Kaylee Ann Russell. I'm 23 years old. Timothy Allen Russell.
I'm 23 years old.
23?
Was she English?
It's always 3. It's 3.
He's 21.
23 and a half.
Is there a reason we're doing Cockney accents?
She's British.
Okay. I've only seen her do American roles. I don't think I've ever seen her talk with her normal voice.
I'm trying to watch a movie, you fucking wanker. Bloody hell. Oh, DMX.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell, mate.
Okay, we're gonna have to watch a Guy Ritchie film now.
Next week, well, actually, in 2 days, by the time we roll, we'll be doing on Wednesday Snatch and Locked, Stocked, and Two Smoking Barrels. So look forward for that.
That would be actually really cool.
I actually saw Snatch.
I can't make a fight, can I?
A little bit of footy, isn't it?
He's a fucking piker.
I got a fucking pikey.
I'm the one with the gun, son. I think it's you who should behave.
I only grew up with Snatch though, and I didn't know there was like it's either you're a Locked and Stock guy or a Snatch guy. I only watched Locked and Stock until Cole really told me about it, and I was like, should I watch this? And he's like, yeah, it's fucking awesome. And then I watched it for the first time like 3 years ago.
I still do prefer Snatch, and I know that's the more glossed over Hollywood one, and the cooler people prefer Lock, Stock, but I like Snatch more. They're both great.
Yeah, I like them both.
Brad
I like a lot of
Pitt
Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah.
You try to watch King Arthur: Legend of the Sword? I tried that when I was in Sydney. Man, it was all over the place.
I remember he was hyping it up on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I was like, this is going to be the biggest pile of shit. You just only did this movie for the paycheck, didn't you, Richie? Didn't you, guy?
So
he's done the Sherlock Holmes movies, right? Wasn't that him?
Yeah, they're good. I like them quite a bit. I have both of them. I wish they'd done another one. I mean, 3 would have been a good number. I don't want to go crazy with it, but 3 would have been good, but they did 2.
Well,
they're going to do a 3rd, by the way.
Well, that's a little late for it now.
Yeah.
But it can still be good, because it's not like Sherlock Holmes needs to be super young or anything. But, yeah, I like Robert Downey Jr. It's an interesting interpretation. People flip out about that. I'm thinking, there's been, like, no character in cinema that's been more represented than Holmes. So, I mean, you're going to quibble over this one. There's, like, 60 other actors that played him. So you tell me who did it best. Like, honestly, of all the fictional characters, nobody has been in more movies than Holmes. It's not even close. It's not. I thought
like Dracula or something.
No, he blows Dracula away, as it turns out. Although, like you said, yeah, like what Sherlock Holmes movies have there been like lately? But in like the first half of the 20th century, just like how many? Yeah, so they traced it back to 1754, the Earl of Lancaster. Now she's talking about the various deaths of the people that had and how the estate would pass on. 1865, it disappears for a while.
How old was this redhead when this film was shot?
Early 20s, I guess.
She said 23. I don't know if that's right.
The character's 23, so she's probably in real life around that. She'd be probably like late 20s now. She might be 28 or 29.
Did this come out in like 13 or 14? I can't remember. 12?
I think 13.
I think 13.
So now it has crossed the ocean into the U.S. and people.
There's lots of support
where they drown the kids. Oh man, yeah, she dies really awful.
I was going to say there are lots of cases of haunted mirrors out there.
Yeah.
Of and similar like you don't realize that you're doing things.
Yeah.
And they say if you point it at another mirror, it takes over that mirror also. So that's the worst thing to do, is to face it facing another mirror.
And you know what movie did that for me? Not this one, Conjuring 2, which Cole has on his Netflix, but I don't have on mine, even though I have it on Blu-ray. But yeah.
Conjuring 2 is good. I like it more than the first one.
That movie, I was already kind of didn't like mirrors in like certain situations and like hotels and shit. But that was like my Nun and Mirror Fuck You movie. That was like Conjuring 2. That's what did it for me.
I have to say, the mirror has never been a device that has scared me.
I've always been scared of mirrors.
Really? I've always been scared. It's funny because it's not even a movie I think highly of, but it must have started with Poltergeist. I've always been afraid, and you don't really see it anymore, of a television with like just in a dark room with like static going.
Yeah.
They did it to great effect in The Ring also.
Yeah.
That's always something that scared me. But nowadays, you can't. I mean, when's the last time you saw static on the TV?
You have to work to get it. You have to actually like program it for that setting to even have it anymore.
But I mean, I know we're old fogies talking about the past a lot, but I just mean that was just part of life. You you're hooking up your Nintendo or whatever, you flip it over to this channel, static. Or and as I know we talked about before, and like a thing about like how we can remember channels actually going off the air. You know.
Yeah. Cole, did you plug in the fucking RCA cables? You fucking idiot! God damn it!
The best was
the
when,
yellow one yellow?
When CBC would go off the air.
You fucking hoser.
CBC would go off the air, and they would play this. They would play "Oh Canada" with this cool cartoon that would like move from one coast to the other and go across Canada. I liked it. You can probably find that on YouTube somewhere. But now nothing goes off the air, and even things that don't have programming just have like shopping channel shit or infomercials.
Yeah,
it was kind of neat watching. I always felt like I'd accomplished something, seeing the channel go off the air for a few hours.
You beat the channel.
You did it. You hung in.
I'm just glad I was able to experience the late 90s. I don't know, it was pretty dang.
And now she's talking about her own household.
Katie Tiakoff.
I have no idea who that is.
I know who she was because of the Big Bang Theory. She was on Battlestar Galactica. And that's why she was really famous. She was on Battlestar Galactica. And I guess that made her like the sex dream of a million nerds.
And Collider, yeah, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I remember I saw an episode of Big Bang Theory where Howard kept hallucinating her because he was obsessed with her. So she was actually in the episode, like, talking to her and stuff.
Hey, I bet he said Bazinga,
huh? Howard's not the one that says Bazinga.
Bazinga.
Sheldon says Bazinga.
Hilarious.
Like most catchphrases, winds up being overused. And then not really funny. Certainly better than what you're talking about, but you know.
Yeah.
That's something I do every once in a while is I'll watch like sitcoms from the 70s and 80s that I never saw before on YouTube. And I've never seen Different Strokes ever.
Oh, really?
Not even a second of it. And then I watched the 2-part episode, the famous Bicycle Shop one. And my God, is it terrible. I mean, it is bad. And the audience is laughing at all these things they shouldn't be laughing at. And it's really messed up.
I have 2 rules for shit I won't watch. Anime, A, and B, laugh tracks. Like The Ranch, I was like, oh, this should be a nice series. And then I heard a laugh track, and I was like, fuck this. Nope, I'm good. I'm good. I just can't do it. Laugh tracks are just... I can't do it.
Anime is not a genre, though. It's just a format.
Shittiness, sorry.
There's some stuff I could recommend to you that'd probably change your mind.
Did Seinfeld and Frasier have laugh tracks?
Of course they did. I mean, I think, or the live studio audience or whatever. I mean, they had the laugh. I mean, I don't like that either, but there's certainly been some shows that I've been okay with doing that.
Actually, you know what? I actually can't say that because I had Home Improvement and Full House burned into my mind because I was at every fucking daycare I went to. So,
I watched the hell out of both of those shows.
Those shows may have had live audiences too, though. That used to be pretty common.
Yeah, they would even announce it at the start.
Is that what you mean?
Studio audience.
I mean, people laughing in general, or like an actual?
I think he just means laughing.
Live audience is cool. I mean, just laugh tracks like The Ranch. I was like, I just can't do it. The Netflix show. I'm sure you guys.
I'm not familiar with Frasier enough to know, but I know Seinfeld, like they had a live studio audience, but
I'm pretty sure Frasier did too. As you said, it was a pretty common thing. You know, they do live tapings of the show. It was a big thing to have people come in and watch it.
You know, some stuff like when they would do the street scenes, like or in a certain specific set, they recorded and played for the audience and recorded the laughter there.
Right. I mean,
so
you can't do everything in the studio in front of a live audience.
I mean, it's not like a laugh track, though. It's just
the killing. She demonstrated the killing thing.
This is where you're supposed to laugh.
Yeah. It is pretty funny, though. I'm sure you've seen like clips of YouTube of various sitcoms where they take the laugh track out and you realize how like devastating that would be in real life without the laughter. It's just like people saying like mean or passive aggressive things to each other. and like the silence that would actually really follow in real life because there's nobody laughing, and just like, wow, these people just don't actually like each other.
Yeah.
Back to the Past. Okay, here's the fingernail stuff.
But yeah, I was never.
It's weird. He's a software engineer or software designer or something like that. Yeah. And yet they have this massive gothic mirror in the house. It seems like an odd thing.
Because Illuminati probably knows Bill Gates.
I mean, people can have eclectic tastes. It doesn't mean, oh, he should just love everything modern and space age. I'm just saying, it's a very showy mirror. Like you have to like really want it. You don't just accidentally have it.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. I hate fingernail stuff.
No.
Yeah, I can't do fingernail stuff either. Oh fuck yeah.
It's really not even there. Yeah. Oh god.
Oh come on.
Oh.
And of course he didn't actually do it, right? He's
gonna. The nail is pulsating. Fuck yeah, dude.
He was just like digging into his finger flesh.
Jesus.
I'm trying to think.
Damn Band-Aid.
I know there's a lot of shit happening, but like I'm trying to think. Body horror and like body damage definitely gets to me in horror movies that we all watch. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to think like what the number one thing is that really fucks with my mind.
Well, you mean fucks with your mind or just makes you wince?
Well, both. Like fucks with their mind and makes you wince. It's I think I don't know, something about I don't know, I'd have to think about it, but maybe teeth, but like I'll have to come back to it. But there's a few things. Cronenberg is really good at a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, because one of the things he does that drives me nuts is like a big part of like stuff is like medical stuff. Yeah. And I don't know why. But I'm a person, I can admit that, like, it's been years, but when I had problems and stuff, I used to cut myself. And even though I don't do that anymore, it still doesn't really upset me or bother me, like, to think about somebody cutting or something. Like, I've been through it, I've done it, and stuff like that. But an incision done, like, by a doctor, for some reason, really upsets me. You know?
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
Even though it's it's medical, it's clean, it's sterile, it's not superfluous. It's just to do the job, and yet just like a really like a neat incision or something like that. Like that I don't know why, but so I'm never a person that could like watch a surgery or anything like that. And yet, like somebody like raggedly cutting their arm doesn't bother me the same way.
Yeah.
Through various shit I've gone through in life as well, I'd probably say teeth and nails are bad, but eyeballs are the worst.
Okay.
Like even though it's as hell Zombie 2, but imagine like maybe you're gonna die or you might not, but your eye is fucked and then you just have one eye and you're like running around for your life.
I don't want to think about eyeball stuff.
That's what I was gonna say. That's the big one is the eyeball stuff. It doesn't really bother me though.
I don't really either because it almost always looks really unreal. Like I've never really seen eyeball stuff that looked convincing. Really.
I could see people like watching Scanners. It's like that was a real head that exploded right there, man. I'm telling you. It's like 86 or whatever the fuck it was.
I mean, watching that like on an old
VHS. Scanners.
You know, it probably looks a lot better.
Well, there's Dog. Oh, now they're going back to their old dog, Mason. Oh yeah, that's true. Mason just becomes really
Mason, dumb fuck. Go get the stick.
But I think overall, like the most terrifying thing, I know I'm kind of not letting the topic go, but the last thing I'll say is, Cole, you can kind of relate to this, but and I'm not bashing on you, but it's like it's just mainly the relationship type thing. But Audition creeps me the fuck out so bad. Just being terrified.
On me. I haven't watched the movie. I don't have the nerve to watch Audition.
You've dated an Asian woman before, so you know.
What? It's a great movie.
Wait a second, what?
You've dated an Asian chick.
Asian? Okay.
What does that have to do with Audition?
She's an Asian. She's a Japanese chick.
So, couldn't the movie be about anybody? I never really thought there was anything specifically Japanese about it.
Well, it just makes it more terrifying because it was during the like grudge era in The Ring.
Spike Lee should remake that.
It was more terrifying because the people in the movie were Japanese?
Yeah, dude.
I don't get that. I think that crazy woman that does the things she does would be pretty scary, no matter what race she was. I mean, I guess because she was sort of an attractive, almost pleasant-looking woman, might have added to it.
Yeah, but who are the cutest women in the world to you?
I don't see race, bro.
Okay, sure. I'm very attracted to Asian women. Yes.
So some girl makes you like crippled and shit and starts doing all this crazy shit and hacking you to pieces. That's pretty fucking scary. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I guess.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Honestly, I don't want to watch. I haven't wanted to watch the movie, but I didn't think it was because it would give me an aversion to Asian women.
No, bro. No, I saw Audition. Nope. It's over.
They're all like
gotta
that.
cut this off.
Or they might be like that. Yeah. You can't take that risk. There's a billion of them, but you can't take that risk.
It's a good movie. It really is.
Maybe I will get around to it and watch it, but I just haven't had the nerve.
I just want to go to Chinatown and have an Audition shirt, even though I know it's Chinese and Japanese, but they get the point. I know it's up. They're like, oh, I've seen that before. Oh. American,
yes,
no.
I'm sure you'll win their respect, yes.
Fuck you, dude.
Wear like a Nintendo shirt or something.
There'd be some who's like Japanese or Chinese, and she'd be like, "Oh, you're into that movie? Why don't you come over to my place tonight?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool. You buying the beef and broccoli, or what's up? I can deal here." Yeah, that's not fucking racist. Fuck you.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, you know.
Apologies to all races.
Apologies to my life. See, kids, this is why you should have an abortion.
Okay, I'm trying to remember what the hell's going on with the dog. Mason wanted to go in somewhere. The dog. This is back in the past.
Well,
Now
it bit her hand just a second ago, or a few minutes ago. The dog did.
Oh, that's right. So she was punishing him.
No, well, trying to get into the room.
Now the father's going to start acting really weird. Yeah, you have to do something with that dog.
Damn dog.
Fuck up. I had golf with an important client. My cat is lying all over my laptop. You don't do this unless I'm doing something with it. She can ignore me for hours on end, but now she's like almost sprawled across the laptop here just because I'm doing this.
God damn it, Cole, keep your pussy in check.
She's quite wild and willful.
She is.
Remember Mason toward the end. Vomiting accidents all over the house. Yeah. So at this point, he's still trying to tell her, you know, you're nuts. It didn't happen. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, he's still coming up with explanations.
So he's trying to say this is parvo?
What?
Parvovirus?
I don't know, something like that.
He said his therapist made him research.
Yeah.
Parvovirus.
Again, so he's still trying to give rational explanations.
You're in denial, bro.
The first step is admitting it, guys.
There we go. The fuzzy trace theory of human psychology. And he's the star. Fuzzy traces.
I have to go off topic again. Sorry, I know we're deep into discussion of the movie. Hi, Wednesday. What's up? Pro Cat. So, The Mirrors and then the second Mirrors, whatever the fuck it was called, those shitty movies that I never saw, but I'm judging them anyway. Did you guys see those? With Keith or Sutherland?
The Mirrors? Called The Mirrors?
It's just Mirrors, I think. Or, yeah.
No, never saw it.
It's based on a Japanese film called Into the Mirror. And the Japanese film is much better.
Come on, Cat.
It also had what's the girl from like Road Trip and Crank and Crank 2.
Michelle Trachtenberg?
No.
Oh no, that's Euro Trip. Amy Smart.
Amy Smart, yeah. I think she got nude in there.
I guess that's worth looking at. I haven't seen Amy Smart nude.
It's not good.
Okay, so here we go. The family is descending into madness.
We got a house full of crazy gingers.
How does the exorcist
woman in the office.
no souls to be found? Dude. John, I'm sorry to tell you, you don't have a pulse or a soul. Bye. All right. Jay, stop looking at porn on your phone, dude. Try and be professional here.
I got to share some of these great videos with Facebook.
Oh, you rejoined? Damn. I gotta add you.
You know who would love to see this BBC? My friends and family.
That's my favorite thing to link on Facebook.
What if somebody does that, right?
Yeah, no, it's always some guy. Either I'm sorry, but it's either some dude on like a farm in the middle of nowhere with 4G network, or some dude in like a hardcore ghetto in like Chicago. They're just like, oh, petite girl go to BBC Part 9 link. It's like, Daniel, you're growing
this
up.
is a thing that happens on Facebook?
I'm just saying it's always has a button to share on Facebook.
Okay.
I mean, someone does that, right? So like,
yeah, of course.
I'd like to meet who that person is, and are they in Scotland?
Imagine you have a Facebook and it only has like 50 of your closest friends and family, and you link like Slutty Gangbang Bukkake 7 with like Sasha Grey. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
You know that sports commentator James Brown?
No.
Yeah.
He shared one of those on his Twitter profile. It was like Blacks on Blondes 27 or something.
Like by accident, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he like deleted it like 5 minutes later and like, oh, my account got hacked.
Yeah, it's always. I like it when people like do really specifically retarded things, and then they say like they were hacked. I'm just like, who would hack you and do that? Like, but yeah. All sorts of like politicians and stuff that get caught in scandals and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I've been hacked. It's like why? You're just some, like nobody Idaho congressman, and you think you've got all these enemies that are gonna hack you and put really specific things. Like it's always the excuse they got hacked.
They're getting blown in a stall at like Chicago O'Hare Airport, and they're like, "It wasn't me. I swear to God." It's like, why do you have a big stain on your pants? I don't know. It wasn't me. The dryer didn't work.
Here's a Shaggy.
He has let the dog go. The dog is free.
It's always the same with like politics too. Like if they do something inappropriate, and my account got hacked. Damn.
Yeah.
Or if their account didn't get hacked, they had like some sort of assistant that's supposed to do that stuff for them, and they fucked up.
That was actually on my computer.
I didn't even write my tweets. It was my assistant. It's like, what, is your assistant like crazy? Have a vendetta against you? Were they setting out to destroy you?
Your Honor,
yeah.
Your Honor, those emails weren't in the bomb shelter computer laptop that was behind the vault with the secure access code. I swear to God. Oh, okay. Well, we'll break for recess.
That wasn't in the VHS box entitled "Birthday Parties."
Did you see Did you see that tweet from that guy? It was like VHS roulette, and it's like, is it a birthday party or is it a porno?
Yeah.
It was VHS what?
There was like 6 VHSs, and it was like VHS roulette, and then it said, it's a fun game of, is it a birthday party or a porno tape?
Oh, you ever unmarked VHS. I get it.
You ever go to like garage sales and they've got just like unlabeled VHS for sale? It's like, oh fuck yes, this is gonna be fun.
If I did, I would have bought it. Honestly,
that doesn't happen to me a lot, but that'd be awesome if it did. I'd be like, how much for these 10 VHSs? They're like, I don't know, is 5 too much?
Just take them. Take them. Because like nobody even has a player to see what's on them anymore.
I do, right there. My VHS player is hooked up to my main TV.
Homemade porno.
Great production values. Okay, now... all the stuff has been rearranged in the room, or the plants are dead?
The cameras are pointed at each other.
Yeah. This is where he might actually start to believe.
Shut up, you're stupid, sister.
I still believe.
There's a logical reason we killed the plants and we made the cameras kiss each other.
Hurry up! I've got a jockey shoot coming up.
Yeah, he's kind of vapid.
He reminds me of one of the extras from the Friday the 13th, or one of the main guys in the Friday the 13th remake.
Yeah, he looks exactly like the guy on Supernatural.
He's got the same hair as the idiot that cheats on his girlfriend.
The Supernatural dude, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Oh. It's a dog. Get at me, dog. DMX.
Yeah. So, yeah, of course, they are the ones that moved the stuff, but again, they don't remember doing it. Because, yeah. So the mirror makes people do things. It doesn't move stuff itself.
Right. They moved it, right?
Yeah. Because, yeah, they're looking at the playback and it shows that they're doing it, but they have no memory of doing it.
That's the creepiest thing about it.
Yeah, and that she's trying to determine, as she said, its radius of influence. See? Now she's getting a call from Michael, but her boyfriend. But is it really him? Because, because she gave him instructions to call every so often to make sure she's okay. See? 50-50, that was even him. Yeah.
Oh, man. It's so creepy to me.
See, now she thinks that it sucked energy out of the dog. And that's why it's able to do things. Because now there's plants outside of the room that are getting killed.
It's fun being a horror fan and staying at someone's house that you know, and it's like a huge mansion. And
I've never stayed in someone's huge mansion. I wish I had.
No, okay, well, sorry, not a mansion, a bigger house, I guess would be the correct term. But, just one that looks kind of like this, with a nice stairway and a few halls and shit. And I don't know, it's always fun wandering around at 1 a.m. after you just took a leak because you drank too much beer or soda.
My own house was scary enough.
Their freezer's full of bagel bites, just as many as you could eat.
Great minds think alike, Jay.
I think that's heaven. You're describing heaven.
I know.
Are you killing the kids?
I wanted a 1997 sleepover.
Uh-huh. Fuck Sunny D and Purple Stuff.
Grandma's piss. Kyle Cease.
Back when I could eat Doritos. Now I don't have enough teeth.
Oh.
I can still eat chips, but Doritos are too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it.
I'm going to meet you at the border. We're going to do an exchange. Barbecue Humpty Dumpty.
What do they have? They have
looks like Game Gear.
I mean, you wouldn't play a Game Gear in 2002.
Game Gear, right? There was nothing else. The Vita wasn't. I mean, the PSP wasn't out or anything.
No. I mean, they look big enough to be Game Gear, but I mean, in 2002, that's still pretty retro.
They're playing the Lynx.
The Lynx. What was the not the Game Gear, but there was actually a portable Genesis.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called. Right. The first one you said Lynx, I thought that was it, but then you wrote Atari Lynx. But yeah, there was a portable Genesis.
I know what you're talking about. Oh, fuck. I don't remember.
I'll look it up. But yeah, that's a possible show maybe in the fall, I was thinking. With Eric, too. Where we could talk about video games.
Cool, man. Yeah,
older ones.
I could show some of my stuff off for a change.
Yeah, that'd be great to see.
I'd like to get Raiho on here, too.
Oh.
Well, I'd like it, but...
Since he's Cartridge Club nonstop on Twitter.
I know. So, I feel a little left out. I feel like he's kind of shunted us to the side in favor of this new group, but... well, what are you going to do?
No comment, but I'd be glad to have him, and I'm sure you would, too.
Of course.
We just need to talk about Fortnite a lot.
Fuck that. I'm out. No, I'm just kidding. But No,
I don't
retro's.
even
But
really know
I'm
what
with
it is.
Cole. Cole, like once, I mean, he has way more retro shit than I do because I've moved a bunch from like different states, but and various other things. But that's like the main thing I would collect. Like vinyl's pretty badass, you know, getting a band or a rapper you really like, getting their vinyl album. But like collecting retro games would be awesome. So I'm there. You know, let's say I don't know, you hit the lotto or something. I'd collect that shit like crazy.
Yeah, I definitely have a room dedicated to like older consoles and systems and stuff.
But
'Cause,
definitely
I mean, it's great that now we have like PSN and stuff like that where we can download older games and stuff, and that's great. But I really love playing them in their pure form, like the actual cartridge or disc on the actual system.
no, I see it as the
and pricey.
For sure, yeah, I see it as the big three. Like I collect that not just because it's the cool thing to collect, but just because they're cartridges, you know, and you don't want to get a fucked up disc. But Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and 64, I would just collect those to start with. I'd get all the cheap, shitty like Madden games and like you know all the crappy games first.
The N64 is probably my favorite system that I've never owned. Like, I played a lot of it because Ryan had one, and I had a couple other friends that had it. And even once I did an exchange where I traded my friend the PlayStation for the N64. So for about 3 or 4 month period, I had a 64.
But back in the day, you never actually owned one.
But I never owned one.
Oh wow! But of course, you had tons of friends who had who played them.
Yeah. Primarily Ryan, but another friend too. So yeah, I played I played a lot. I played probably as much as you could for somebody that didn't actually own it.
My version of that for me would be you didn't have the N64. I never had the first Xbox. That was my big one that I missed.
I guess I missed it. I just on purpose.
You could give a fuck less.
It's funny because, like I said, like growing up, I was Nintendo over Sega, but it's not like I disliked Sega or anything like that. But I will admit, I've always disliked Microsoft. But that was well before they got into the console thing. And I mean, I've played the Xbox. I've been over people's houses that have had it. I've played Halo and did not like it. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, no good games were ever released for the Xbox. Obviously, there were, but I can live without them. Okay, so now the mother's going fully insane here.
Well, yeah, last thing I'll say is
evil mirror self.
We should definitely do that in September, October for sure.
Yeah, I'll try to work out the logistics and we'll figure out a good time to start that up. And we need a good name too, or title or whatever. What's she showing? What's her mirror self doing? Oh, like something she like cut her stomach or something. Yeah, she's got like this big wound in her stomach. And crazy eyes.
Good effect. We could be the Jewel CD case club.
It's not bad. Mother's going crazy in front of the mirror.
We could have a homegrown community of the east of the Mississippi of North America.
The young actress here playing the young version of her reminds me a bit of my sister because when we were kids, because my sister is redhead.
What's the age gap again between you two?
She's 3 years older than me. But okay. Like me, she's very youthful looking. Does not look her age and never did. And plus, she's super tiny. My sister's smaller than even most Asian chicks. My sister's really small.
Oh, damn.
She's 5 foot nothing, maybe about 90 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
Very tiny. So like even when she was like, you know, in her 30s and stuff, there were people that thought she was way younger. Part of it was her looks and also her size, which is weird because I mean, there's plenty of small people out there, but yeah, like I said, I mean, 3 years isn't much of anything, but when you're growing up as kids, it kind of, is that the mini NES? No, that's the original.
This is the original.
I don't have mine here. Mine is at my parents' house, but as far as I know, it's still functional.
I have no idea if this works because I've taken it completely apart and put it back together.
I'm going to break into your house. This is a threat, and I'm going to play Duck Hunt before you come home from work. Get wrecked.
I know I still have at least a few games.
Yeah.
And what the hell was this for? This little port right here.
Shit, I know that.
I think it used to have a cover on it. I probably lost the cover or whatever.
I can't remember. Yeah, that's the NES. The only systems that I own that I actually don't have here at my parents' house are my original NES and my PlayStation 1. Those are both at my parents' house in my old bedroom.
So this was the original release before the Zapper was orange.
Oh, yeah, the gray Zapper. I got the Nintendo. I got the Nintendo quite late. The Super Nintendo was already out when I got the Nintendo.
I know this is kind of played out these days, but I was just surprised that I still. This was in a box that my mom gave me of a bunch of crap that she wanted out of her house.
Mine's still at my mom's house.
Yeah, that she's in the process of moving to a smaller place, so
right.
She doesn't have room to store it all. But it was that, and
also my original Game Boy's there too.
I don't know where mine is. I don't
those sell for a lot on eBay and stuff. An original Game Boy.
I don't know if you guys went through a phase, but like when the new thing came out, like it was like the old thing was trash.
Yeah.
Like it's like fuck
exactly.
it. Like I don't want this
and now
anymore.
now we have retrospect where it's like, why did I do that? Like, I even had a friend that like got rid of all their Nintendo stuff when they got the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
They're just like, no need for this. And yeah, exactly. And like now hindsight and stuff, it's like, why would I do this?
I held on to all my shit from, I was born 3 years after Nintendo. The first NES came out. But I held on to everything from NES, Super Nintendo, 64, PS1, PS2, Resident Evil, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8.
I personally held on to it. I didn't get rid of it, but I
still have it all.
Did.
Nope. Yeah. When it got tight in Colorado, and we sold it all, including retro VHS tapes of retro WWF wrestling tapes, and all that shit goes for tons of money. But we were just like broke at the time, so yeah, it's not like. I'm not emo about it, but it's like, fuck, goddamn it.
I have everything. But I'm annoyed that over the years there are a couple things I lost, and I don't know how, because I'm usually so meticulous. Like, I don't have my PlayStation original Metal Gear Solid anymore.
Oh, man.
I still have, and that was another one of the only games. It's funny, because pre-ordering is such a normal thing now, and now I never do it. I have never pre-ordered a game in the last 15 years. But I pre-ordered a couple PlayStation 1 games. One was Final Fantasy 7, and one was Metal Gear Solid. And, damn, why can't I reach? Hold on.
Go Maple Leafs! Fuck you!
And where is it?
Your icon's the best.
Like, these keys, I don't know what these keys are for. They're keys to nothing. And it's very hard to make out, especially in this light. That upside down.
It won't zoom on it.
It's a Metal Gear.
It's really hurt.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Metal Gear Solid. Konami. Anyway, these dog tags came with it if you pre-ordered it. So I still have these. Even though they're pretty much a mess. But the game itself, I don't have anymore. I mean, I have the game in some capacity. I can play it on my PlayStation 3. But my original 2-disc copy of Metal Gear Solid, I don't know. I have no idea what happened to it.
Well, in those days, you'd have friends and you'd loan games out or whatever.
It was years later that I lost it. I had it. No, it's in like the last 6 or 7 years that I lost it. It wasn't way back when. That's what I mean.
I mean, you guys probably had friends like this, or friends that they move away or whatever, and you never get your shit back. It's like, who are those motherfuckers in society? Because everybody knows somebody like that.
That's how I lost Mega Man 2.
Where the fuck are they right now?
I had Mega Man 2, and somebody borrowed that, and
probably
assholes.
Well, I'd never lend my shit out. People would be like, yeah, you can borrow this VHS tape or, this, StarCraft or Diablo or something. And I'd be like, fuck no. If someone lent me something, I'd lend them too after I've had it for like a month. And they were like, oh, okay, so you trust me enough. Yeah. You
I mean,
trust
I
me.
eventually got to that, but it wasn't until I was older. By the time I was like 14, 15, yeah, I didn't lend anything to anybody except Ryan. He was the only one I trusted.
But I don't know if I was in Canada, but I'm right there with you, Jay. Like, half of the kids I knew, like, were just little fucking shitheads, man. And they had cool parents who, like, were respectable, like, actual human beings. I don't know. Yeah.
It's almost like a relationship, like with a girl. You know, it's like you have a falling out with your friend, and it's like, oh, you just never get your shit back.
Yeah.
She's eating a light bulb, isn't she?
She is. She thought it was an apple.
Yeah.
That's
And she really
badass.
did do it. That's not a hallucination.
Yeah.
Well, she hallucinated the apple. She didn't hallucinate everything. So yeah, she started to eat a light bulb.
That's pretty
cool.
cringy right there. I don't think I can handle that.
Yeah, a mouthful of blood. Pulling shards of glass out of your tongue. As someone who did a hole clean through his tongue, yeah, that's not fun.
Did you get a piercing or no?
The fire hydrant, right?
I think that that's why I never would, because I'd already pierced it myself, and I had to have stitches in my tongue. So
I know the story.
That kind of kept me from wanting to ever pierce it.
I think tattoos and piercings are cool.
No, now it is an apple. Oh no, it didn't happen. Now it is an apple, and she's okay. The light bulb's over there.
Plot twist: Cinderella. Snow White and the Seven Demons.
But yeah, man, back in those days, like, fuck Nintendo. Super Nintendo's out. Fuck regular Nintendo. I'd give my shit away or trade it for something else. Or
I didn't, but a lot of people did that.
I was, I guess, too nice. I didn't learn that lesson until later on in life.
I've never, with whether it's games game systems or movies, I've never been a trade-in guy. I have like 3 good friends, maybe 4, like really good friends, all about trading in shit to fucking GameStop, and I'm like, why do you do it? Why?
No, I like owning stuff. Yeah, I mean that's a whole thing now at like GameStop and stuff. It's like you buy a game when it like first comes out, you play it, you beat it, then you just go in and trade it towards getting something else out.
Yeah,
it's like you're not even owning anything; you're just passing it on.
Like, if you were going to buy 4 games, but then you only bought 3, and you love to play single player and multiplayer too, but you didn't have enough money for the 4th, I would just not get the 4th game until I had the money, and I'd wait like a few months. I wouldn't trade in the other like 2 games out of the 3. I don't, that's not the way I roll.
Like, if you traded in like when the first couple of months of it coming out, you could still get a decent amount of money for it.
Yeah.
You'll get like $30 for a $50 game.
But you're gonna get a game that you spent like $70 on. It's like, oh, trade-in value $10.
The best is Call of Duty though, it's because it's like $60 right every year, and then you walk in like August or September, and they give you like $20, and you're like, all right, well, I guess I'm buying dinner tonight. I guess that's cool.
The thing is, it's still going for like $60 brand new. I mean,
yeah.
They're just making a shitload of money off of it at the rental or at the GameStop or whatever.
People like don't want to support like Walmart, Target, and Amazon and stuff. I will go to them any day of the week over GameStop. GameStop is fucking dog shit. Doesn't mean I won't go in there and look around and see like what kind of used stuff they have. But for the people who just like only go to GameStop, I'm like, why do you torture yourself? I don't understand.
Have electronics boutique?
We used to. It's not as.
We don't have anymore.
Well, that's our GameStop, more or less. I mean, GameStop was here for about 2 seconds and disappeared, but EB's always been around.
I used to love EB.
I get games. I even got a card. I have a card for them, even though I never get anything useful out of it. The only I don't know why I got it, considering you have to buy like 30 games a month for it to be useful.
EB and Funko Land have both got off.
Oh my god! It's like a chained up woman.
And a zombie mom.
So Jay likes to keep his ladies chained up.
Hey. Keep their mouth shut. They don't run off and do anything. Bitches be shopping, right? Nope. Not on my watch.
Give me that iPhone now. Give it. But these pants look good in size 5. No. Fuck it.
I wish I had chips. Of course, you guys are better off without hearing me crunch that over the.
How about that? I mean, okay, fuck the movie. We're putting this on an actual pause for a second, but Going shopping with a woman. Does anything make you want to kill yourself more than that?
You know, I've mostly managed to avoid it until my last girlfriend, who spent like an hour and a half in Forever 21 to buy
Also,
stuff that was
real quick. Hey, so these pants look really good, right? Size 6, and they're only $50 and they're on sale. Keyword only right there, only $50. You know what else looks better is when they're on the rack and we're not buying them. All right, let's go to the food court.
Well, I can't complain too much. Like, I wasn't buying it for her or anything like that, and she didn't ask me annoying questions. She just took forever. I kept leaving and going to different stores, and I come back and she's still there.
I'm sorry, but like guys buy guns and like video games and comics and shit. Like that's way better and it holds value than a fucking like a Nike fucking sweater from Lord and Taylor's or fucking Nordstrom's or some shit. Fuck off.
Some guys are like that with clothes too, man.
Yeah. Well, the labels and stuff are really important to them. I'm actually wearing one of my nicest shirts. This is a Banana Republic shirt. That's which is a store I never ever shop at, but I was just in there to.
Sounds too gay to me, bro. I don't go in there.
It's pretty preppy. It's way more preppy than my style, and this is a pretty preppy shirt for me. Look, it's got buttons. To me, that's
very
preppy.
nice.
You know, I'm always wearing like graphic tees and stuff that like a 15-year-old would wear. I know I don't dress my age, so maybe that's one of the reasons why sometimes I go in places like that because I'm like I don't dress like an adult.
Cole, I'd rate you an 8.5 out of 10 right now on my hot meter. Okay? Full homo.
Good.
Nope.
I give zero shits about how I look. I wear like flip-flops and socks all year long. Like I don't give a shit.
I can't do flip-flops and sandals. I like to let my feet air out. I hate
people that show that I can see their feet in public. I think they're awful people. I don't care if it's the hottest day of the summer. I don't want to see your goddamn feet.
Really? Damn, shit.
I think socks are a wonderful invention. Protect us from each other's feet. I do not like going out and seeing people's feet, man.
All right, one in the chat if you like socks too.
Like, you want to go to Florida? Yeah, it's nice down there. And yeah, but I don't want to see everybody's gross feet.
You sell them goddamn feet though.
Yeah. That really drives me nuts.
On the next episode, we'll be covering Insidious 2, and we'll be discussing snapback hats.
We'll be discussing foot fetishes.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite of a foot fetish.
Yeah, I'm not into it either.
I don't like girls' feet either. Like, I mean, I can admit a girl's foot is probably more pleasant than some guys, but it's not like, I'm really into that.
Are.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like Uma Thurman, she has terrifying feet, right?
Damn monkey knuckle, man.
Remember Uma Thurman's feet? And he's a sicko with a real fetish for feet. Quentin Tarantino. He's all about showing off women's feet.
Oh, I love him.
Because that's not the only movie he does it in.
Oh, it's a theme.
Yeah, and I mean, Uma Thurman was a fairly attractive actress, but she had terrible, awful feet.
I don't know.
They were really long feet, man, with long toes.
She's like a large woman. She's like a pretty tall lady.
Yeah. So, yeah. I got nothing against Uma Thurman. I don't even have a problem with her feet because, that's not my business. Except it's become my business because it's been showed to me on a massive screen in a theater as a focal point in a movie.
Look up any actress on Google, and the next thing that comes up is going to be feet. It's a thing.
I know it's a thing. I'm just surprised it's that.
No, it's that big though.
I mean, everybody's got a thing, and there's things that are way more fucked up and weird than that. I mean, you're into feet, you're not like some sicko, probably.
Sure. I mean, it could be way worse.
Yeah, it definitely could be way worse.
I'm just
first I thought she threw a condom away. That was not a condom. Oh, now we keep jumping back.
Ooh.
Evil, oh god.
Oh, jeez.
Scary woman, scary face. I'd forgotten how scary some of that stuff is.
I enjoy women's hands more. I don't know why.
Because of what they can do.
Oh! I'm admitting tonight I have an ear fetish.
Ears, dude, they're the best.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Just give me a good nostril and I'm good to go.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, we've all seen the porn of the usually Asian girls like making out with each other's noses.
Oh,
Yeah.
Awful.
Actually, I'm gonna have to.
I'm gonna throw up on that.
Cole, keep talking, please.
No.
Have you seen the shit where they? Oh no, that's not. No, that's a real person.
Yeah, it's her boyfriend came to check on her, and this time it's for real. She really does kill him, doesn't she?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm getting sick of all the fake outs. I gotta tell you that. Well, he's seeing it too, but that doesn't mean anything because they're within the sphere of influence of the.
What's up with the people snorting condoms? What's up with that?
Snorting condoms?
Yeah.
Like shoving a condom up their nose?
Primarily an Asian thing. They snort it up their nose and they pull it out their mouth.
Oh!
Yeah,
I don't care if it's.
I don't know. I don't agree with a lot of
condom.
things.
That's awful. It could be any object, and that's awful.
You've heard of that, right, Or? The snorting condoms?
Yeah, the condom thing and then the Tide Pods. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew the Tide Pods, which isn't a sexual thing as far as I know. Although maybe just everything is.
I don't agree with the way all of Asia does pornography, how they block everything out that I'm trying to see. I think that's rude and immature.
That's actually only Japan.
Okay, well, Japan, you're fucking up. Okay, all right.
Well, I mean, it's pretty weird. It doesn't even make sense. You can watch videos. You can watch a typical, a Japanese video where the camera's fully on her asshole while she takes a shit, whereas like the vaginal area is blurred. So what the?
Anyways, favorite Sesame Street episode? What we're talking about?
Can they show dicks? They can't show dicks either, right?
Right. Huh. So like the actual genitals are blurred.
Isn't the reason?
It's weird because it's not universal. It's not every Japanese video. It's some of them. Some of them are. Some of them aren't.
There's actually a reason behind it, and I forgot what it was. Do you know what that is, Cole?
It was actually more. It's weird too because usually in porn it would solve the problem because in a lot of porn, not all porn, but what started the whole thing of shaving down there came from porn, because it was really I think about the pubic hair and not the actual.
That's what I thought too.
Thing, which is weird. But as far as I know, the Asians aren't as stupid as us about that. In that it seems like at least over in North America, like even my generation, I've grown up as part of a generation of men that has an aversion to pubic hair, as if there's something wrong with it, because we've been conditioned to think that. I've never had a problem with pubic hair. It's supposed to be there.
I don't have an aversion to it. I think there can be a time when it's a bit much.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, sure. There's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with some maintenance. Sure.
I mean, yeah. A little bit of landscaping down in that area.
Sure. But I mean, no, I knew guys like growing up that like just had an absolute aversion to it. They'd be telling their sex story and stuff like that. And it's like she wanted me to go down on her, but she wasn't shaved. And I was like, "Ugh." I'm like, really? You were like, maybe you're just gay,
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I went down and she didn't have a dick, and I was like, whoa.
Just had many a trip to the Everglades. I like to get my name carved in.
They're seeing themselves. I forgot about this. So they're outside the house and they see themselves standing and staring at the mirror. Wow,
what's the most notorious movie for like doing this? Like, is it a dream shit? There's one that's really famous. Help me out. God damn it! What's it called?
Honestly, as much as I say I hate this fake out shit, the one that does it the most is one I love, and it is an anime orc, and it is called Perfect Blue.
Oh yeah.
Perfect Blue has like more moments of the heroine waking up, like, oh, did that just happen? No, she was dreaming. Oh wait, no, wait, she dreamed that. No, wait, this is it does that a bunch of times, and yet I love the movie. So
I think a lot of movies do it. I think doing it well is a whole different thing.
I think the main ones for me, there's other movies that stand out, but probably the Nightmare franchise.
Yeah, but it makes a lot of sense with the Nightmare franchise. That's the whole point, because it's it's waking life and dreams. And the whole point is the characters are like, I can't distinguish between the two, so I don't go after them for that because it's integral to the plot. So I don't think they overdo it in the Nightmare films because it's really the main thing they're going for.
Yeah. Did you see this guy just like leaning up against a mirror asleep? It was just like recharging. It was on his docking station. It's like,
We're gonna have to smash it, golf club style. Middle class white people style. That means with a golf club.
fuck yeah. Get the croquet mallets.
I think you know what the object would be up here.
That Apple computer, fucking smash it quick. That's half their budget. That's those 4 computers. That's like 20 grand right there.
They've always just used Apple computers in movies just because they have like a more pleasing visual aesthetic.
It's pretty cool. I bash Apple into the ground, but like I like all the movies like Unfriended and The Den and all that stuff that have like, whoa. This is one I wish I would have lived where you lived, just to be in a theater, Jay, where it's like, nah, not today. No,
girl.
No.
I have to say, I've never experienced that.
Oh, I used to get
hear
a lot.
about, but I've never.
It doesn't happen in Maine, but in New York and Colorado, oh my God.
I've been in some rowdy theaters, but they weren't. It wasn't that same kind of thing.
Dude, the best film for me, it's actually on Netflix right now for us. I don't know if it's up in Canada right now, but it was hilarious. The Unborn with the little kid, fucking.
Yeah.
Have you guys? Did you see that, Cole?
Yeah.
No, but I know what it is. Yeah.
But there's a lot of like shock moments, and then
so you
like
saw that in theater.
Yeah. But the thing is there was like black chicks there, and they were fucking hilarious. They're like, no, not today. No, Cheryl, no, Cheryl.
Yeah, I've never experienced that.
They're like the voice of reason. Like, of course.
I'm sure that's what they think of themselves as. But the rowdiest theater I've ever been in was to see Snakes on a Plane.
And even then,
everybody knew what the movie was. Everybody was down. It was a pretty good time. It wasn't like I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it. Like it was most 90% of the time you don't want a rowdy theater. You just want to watch the movie. The Snakes on the Plane is no great piece of art. So.
Like a film like this, I think the audience experience really adds to it. That's what I liked about the Paranormal Activity movies, seeing those in an audience.
Yeah, if they're scared, but you don't want people
like
yelling out stuff like "Don't go in there," or that's just dumb.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh no, all the paranormal movies, all the Insidious movies, and both Conjuring movies were fucking amazing. I love seeing those in the theater. I saw the first Insidious. I actually saw 3 times, I think, in the theater. Yeah, it was so much fun.
Seen that. Never saw it in theater. What's funny is did I see Insidious 2 in the theater? I think I did. And my God, it's wretched. Like I did see it in the theater, and it is almost unwatchable. It's that bad. Like Insidious is a pretty good movie. Or not Insidious, sorry. Sinister. I saw Sinister 2 in the theater. Insidious 2, yeah, I was going to say, the Insidious sequels are fine. Insidious 2, people misheard me, sorry. Or I misspoke. Insidious 2 is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But Sinister 2 is god-awful.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I saw that in an empty theater, like me and like one other person.
Yeah, the second one sucks. I love the first one, though. I thought the first.
That's why I said it's amazing that there's such a gulf. Like the first one's a fairly good movie, and the second one is like not just bad, but bad. Like,
the 8mm film, and then it shows the people getting hung, and then that's the last guy on the tree. I'm just like, get me the fuck out of here. That was a matinee showing. I was the only one in the theater. You just see the rope go up and down, and I'm like, I'm fucking done. Ethan Hawke's like, is there anything wrong in this house right now? I'm like, oh God, kill me, please.
I was a little frustrated by that movie because I figured out where it was going really fast. So it's a little frustrating because it's just like, oh, you're doing exactly what they want you to do.
The lawnmower scene, that was fun. The car. I like that movie. That's one that got a lot of hype when it came out, but it's not as talked about nowadays. And it only came out like 4 or 5 years ago. But
we should do that on here.
Sinister?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's on mine.
I haven't seen
golf
it
club to the face
since it came out. The mom kind of looks like the sister from Pet Sematary, doesn't she?
Yeah, especially because of that long gown.
It's all like gnarly and her spine's all popping out of her back and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's really the scariest part of Pet Sematary, and it's not even part of the plot. Really, it's just a flashback. It's like before anything bad happened, she just lived with a sister or whatever that died horribly. But that's, before any of the Pet Sematary stuff happened.
Yeah.
That's a great, great book. That's one of his best.
Mm-hmm.
Really gets in your head.
So yeah, Cole, I haven't read, obviously, or seen The Stand. Do you know how long the audiobook is? The Audible?
It would probably take them like 4 years to read it, as far as I can tell.
That is long as the novel?
I mean, that book is like, the full version is what, like 1,300 pages? So, like, how long would it take to have the audiobook read to you?
50 hours.
Like, what's that?
50 hours.
I'm surprised. I would have thought it would be like 70 hours. But yeah, I mean, I understand the concept of an audiobook, but it's not for me. I feel like being read to is like being treated like a child. Like, I don't want somebody to read to me. I can read.
Like if you're crippled in the hospital, it's a good way.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
3 days.
And I mean, I'm not trying to come down on it because I'm not like, oh, you're a retard. I'm just saying personally, that's how I feel. I'm glad that people can enjoy audiobooks. Like I said, I see people like on Twitter always. I follow Neil Gaiman, and half the time people are always like, "Oh, I love your audiobook," or because Neil reads his own, which is nice. It's nice when the author reads their own stuff, which is kind of rare. Usually, it's just some random person or even some minor celebrity or something that needs a paycheck. But it's not for me.
Was one thing I saw. I mean, I did the free trial for Audible, and I'm sure you guys have it in Canada. I'm sure they're all over the place, but that's creepy right there. Anyways, all of King's books are on there with someone reading them, but for a few of them, King does them himself. So you get to kind of experience how he wrote it, what he was thinking.
I don't like King's voice.
Really?
I always thought he had a weird, awkward voice. Everything about it's funny. I love King as a writer, but I mean, as a person, he's a super unattractive person. Not that matters, but I mean, he's awkward and gawky, and his voice is bad. Yeah, he's very off-putting.
Don't talk about my governor like that, Cole, please.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I'm just saying he's off-putting, and I don't mean that in I dislike him. I mean, because I like him, and I don't even mean his personality. Nothing wrong with his personality.
You just hate America.
What? I always turn it into that.
Speaking of Stephen King, they're doing a new series based on Night Flyers.
I don't even know what Night Flyers is about. It's just a word to me. I know Stephen King did Night Flyers, but I don't know what it is.
I love that movie.
I've seen the original movie with Miguel Ferreira, but
so what the hell is it? I didn't know he was in that. He's also in The Stand.
Vampires?
Dude.
Okay. Yeah, that's one I never. Was that a book or was that just a screenplay? Or
I think it may have just been a short story or something.
Yeah. No, that's not one I ever read or saw.
Is it not in Skeleton Crew?
If it is, I don't remember.
Well, I remember the Night Flyers had one of the most badass VHS boxes. Just look it up after the show. It was epic. That's why I rented it.
There were a few glowy-eyed people there that I didn't even recognize. Who they were supposed to be?
The neighbors, I think.
Okay. The dad does kill himself too, right?
I think that's
he didn't go to jail.
Now. Yeah. Well, I took care of that now. To do myself.
Yeah, I didn't realize today or yesterday was H.P. Lovecraft's birthday. It's funny because I just was reading some of his stuff that I don't own because it's all public domain, so you can find it online and stuff. I was reading a couple of those, and then like, it was his birthday. And yes, everybody, yes, he was super racist.
Thank you, HP.
We don't want to look at the
You
point.
can't-
Enjoy
You
his
got to
work,
put that
okay?
in context, man. Like half of our presidents were super racist.
Yeah, and I mean, it is true with him, like, of course, because of the era he lived in and stuff. But it is true that he is one of those people. He did go out of his way to express it. He really did. You know, he wasn't like somebody just living in the early 20th century and like, oh, well, you know, we have these racist views and okay, so I go along with them. He wasn't just a guy that went along with it. He was a guy that rushed forward and was like pointing things out and stuff. So I can't let him off the hook too much because like it finds its way into his work and stuff where he really wants to point out like things like racial impurities, that was a big thing, and you know, and how he definitely thought certain races were inferior. Like it was important to him. He really wanted to get that across. So you can't exactly let him off the hook, whereas you could with certain other people where it's like, yeah, maybe it wasn't right, but at least they weren't. But yeah, he was really at the forefront of it. What's hilarious is he married a Jewish woman, and he spent most of his time, you know, being super racist to her.
Wow.
Like reminding her how she was like a, you know, bad. It's like, you fucking married her. But, you know.
Man, that's pretty awful.
He did develop a certain amount of respect for certain, like he did change his mind about some things. Like for instance, he used to believe something that is still believed to this day in this, you know, much kinder, gentler era, where a lot of Americans believe, you know, if you immigrate, you must absolutely assimilate. Like he was one of the people that believed that, and then he actually stopped believing it because he got to know some people and was like, yeah, it's good that you retain your culture. So it's surprisingly open-minded from somebody that had such different views on it. But you know, that's how people are. People are complicated. They're not usually all one way or another. But anyway, again, yes, okay, he was definitely a big racist, but he was a wonderful writer, and I enjoy his stuff.
Seems like that's one of the things people always bring up.
I mean,
that's how I got the crack in it.
yeah. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. Oh, yeah. Some of them are from, like, the old...
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
The noise is coming out now.
Yeah, it's looking like The Ring now. Those stretched out faces.
Is Phantom of the Paradise good? I haven't seen the movie. I love Reanimator. That's the shit.
I don't know.
I didn't like Phantom of the Paradise, personally. A lot of people do.
I wanted to buy it, but it looks like shit on the trailer. And then you can't trust Scream/Shout Factory nerds who buy all the fucking releases, so I don't, you know.
I mean, I'm sure it looks great, if that's what you're asking.
No, like the actual movie, the content. Like Reanimator, everyone fucking talked about, and then I saw it and I was like, this is fucking badass. But, you know, Phantom of the Paradise, I don't know if it's worth like watching.
I mean,
It
Phantom of the
definitely
Paradise,
doesn't have the same reputation.
it's like a musical.
Yeah.
I don't like musicals personally, so that's why
It's a really weird plot. It's a,
I don't
it's a
hate
very
them,
strange concept. Because, you know, they were trying to do like a disco version of Phantom of the Opera, which seems kind of neat, but didn't really work out. Mirror.
What other works did he do? I'm blanking right now. Reanimator, and then what else?
Oh, it tricked you. What other what?
What else did H.P. Lovecraft do?
Oh, so much. You just mean his stories?
Ones that got made into horror films. And what?
Look, I don't even know. I have no idea what ones have been made into horror films because they're all really like under the radar. Like the Dunwich Horror is well known as a really terrible movie, but it's a great story.
When did he live?
Like he was active from like the early 1900s into the 30s.
Okay.
So he was born the late 19th century. I think his first writing was around 1902, and then he wrote, I think, into like maybe the 40s. But
Like
most of his
Edgar Allan Poe.
stuff came from the teens, the 20s, the 30s. But I
Edgar
mean,
Allan Poe
don't
is-
look for movies based on his stuff because there haven't been any good ones. They're all garbage. Now, there's plenty of movies that are awesome that are influenced by his stuff.
Wait, you don't like Reanimator?
No?
Really?
Reanimator is one of his worst stories. He even disavowed it. It was one of the few stories that he had to write for like a serial, like one of those, magazine type things. So he had to write it in the installments, the way they do it, and he had to end every chapter with a stupid what's the word, cliffhanger. Like, he hated it. Like, he felt it was really cheesy writing that he was forced into. Reanimator's not a good story. Henry West Reanimator, or whatever it's called. So, no, Reanimator's not a good movie, and it's not based on a good story either. Might be one of his absolute worst stories.
How many Maple Leafs out of 5 would you give it?
I don't know, 1.5.
Really? Damn, dude. Jeffrey Combs is awesome. Oh, come on.
Barbara Crampton.
Peter Frampton?
Barbara Crampton.
Is that a person? I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Peter Frampton's on the talking guitar in the back.
Thank you. Don't trust anybody over 30. And now, Peter Frampton. Hey, want to talk about racist?
Oh God!
Remember Peter Frampton went on that crazy racist rant back in like the 70s, and now he's like, or was that Peter Frampton? I might be mixing him up. Oh, you know what? It's not Peter Frampton. Apologies to Peter Frampton. It was Eric Clapton.
Ah, I thought it was Michael Richards.
Would you know my rant if I told?
Real downer ending there. The mirror won again. And after all years of institutionalization, now you get to go to jail.
Goddamn Canadian Netflix spoiling everything. My first time.
I'm ahead of you?
Yeah, man.
It's over for me. Credits are rolling.
Yep, summer.
That's it.
Yeah, we didn't talk too much about it, but it is one I like. It's a good movie. Definitely has some. Well, we at least highlighted the creepy moments. It has some very creepy moments in it.
Would you know my name?
There's Eric Clapton. As I said, I've always had an aversion to Eric Clapton's music because his annoying acoustic live album used to get played at the place where I would go if my orthodontist work.
Layla got me fun.
Exactly. See, Layla's a great song, but I despise the acoustic version. Talk about an acoustic version that just ruins the original. I hate it. I hate
don't like
the
all the MTV Unplugged shit. I've never understood that. I like orchestral shit. Like, that's awesome. Like S&M, Dimmu Borgir with like an orchestra. It's fucking awesome too. But I've never.
I mean, it works for some bands. It doesn't work for others. I mean, yes, some songs stripped down in acoustic sound very good. It gives you a new appreciation for them, but it doesn't work for everything.
The dumbest shit I ever saw was when Jay-Z did Unplugged.
that is pretty stupid. I mean, is there that much guitar work in Jay-Z?
And then he did it with like Linkin Park. No. With Linkin Park, it was like they actually had like instruments and shit. But yeah, Jay-Z Unplugged was fucking stupid. Oh my god. And then you'd actually hear people and they're like, "Well, it sounds different and pretty cool." I'm like, "Are you fucking stupid as shit? It sounds terrible. What are you talking about?"
Yeah. No, I don't think hip-hop lends itself well to the concept of unplugged, because if you unplug it, what's left? A guy talking?
Exactly.
You need those sick beats.
Yeah, that's what makes it, man.
You take out the beats, now you've just got a spoken word album.
Real talk, like, there's a lot of good new rap artists, but besides people like Post Malone and people like that, like, I listen more for the beats than, like, the actual lyrics. It's not like Biggie and Tupac, back in the day, and like Beastie Boys. Like, it's
Beastie Boys, I can get behind. I'm a Beastie Boys fan.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned them. But
it shows me. It's too bad. I'm a pretty decent singer, but I'd be a terrible rapper because I just can't do the voices the Beastie Boys do that I like so much. Like I always sound like an idiot when I rap along to Beastie Boys. I sound like a person that like can't like carry a tune singing. Like I'm the equivalent of that rapping. It's sad.
To be a good rapper, you need good flow and a dictionary embedded in your brain, and there you go.
Well, I mean, I have a good sense of. It's just my voice, honestly. It's just my voice. My voice doesn't lend itself to rap because I have a dictionary in my brain. And besides, I'm not talking about, oh, could I come up with my own rap? No, I just mean, doing somebody's like getting up and performing a rap song.
You just got to be less white, dude. You could do it, Cole. You could make a rap album. Let's fucking sponsor that shit. Go fund me. Cole, can make it rap.
Like there could be a rap song where I know it by heart, and I do have good rhythm. I've always been a musician. I have rhythm and stuff. It's just my voice. I just sound like an idiot. I sound like some accountant trying to rap.
Yo, MTV Cole raps. Go rap one of your favorite songs. Tell me what it is first.
Fuck, I don't know. I'm so disconnected. I can't remember anything anymore. I don't know. Shadrach by Beastie Boys.
Do like another one, like Girls or like No Sleep Till Brooklyn or Intergalactic.
I don't remember any of the words to No Sleep Till Brooklyn except No Sleep Till Brooklyn, which doesn't take any. You just yell it. You just go No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Like I don't remember.
Dude, that's all their songs. Sabotage. What are the other words? I don't know.
But I mean, okay. But I mean, here I'll do a simple one. One of my favorites. And I apologize because I'm gonna sound retarded because of my voice. Like, so how we gonna kick it? Gonna kick it root down? Yeah, how we gonna kick it? Gonna kick it root down? How we gonna kick it? Gonna kick it root down? Gonna bring it all down? Gonna bring it root down? Like, I can't do it. I sound stupid.
Brass monkey, that funky monkey, bam, 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 bam. You gotta add some soul in it, Cole. Add a little bit of soul in there. I love it when you call me Big Cole.
I can't rap it. It's just not in me. Like I said, I can know all the words and get the inflections and rhythm right. My voice just is not a rapping voice. It's just not. I sound stupid.
You know who was a really good rapper? That H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
He could spit rhymes like you wouldn't believe.
Quote the Raven, nevermore. That bitch is a whore. I fucked her mom and her sister on the floor. No, I'm just kidding. That's just a joke.
But pretty good.
Yeah. You just gotta get the flow, man. It's fucking. After you listen to so much shitty rap living in this country, it's just like you can make a shitty mixtape and sell it for like $0.25.
You can hear shitty rap in any country.
Oh no, but in America, it's fucking.
Well, you're get bombarded by it. Yes.
Your own mixtape, fucking.
I mean, like listen to some of that shit from like the early '80s rap. Like
that's fun and easy.
It sounds like your grandmother trying to rap.
Don't call it a comeback. My catheter's broke.
I like that stuff. I even remember like an old like an early 2000s SNL skit that made fun of it because they had what was his name? Well, it wasn't really him, but it was
LL Cool J?
No. Aaron Carter. Remember Aaron Carter?
Oh God, yeah.
When he was a kid, when he had like that music and stuff. So they did this thing. They had like this sketch, like the old school rappers, where they had two of the black guys, and they're supposed to be like in their 60s now because they were rappers in the 80s. And they're just like, yeah, we like what you do. You rap about cool things, like he's like all these rappers now rapping about guns and violence and ladies' parts and stuff. It's just like, but we used to rap about stereos and sneakers. And it's true, because that's like what the 80s rap was.
I mean, they still rap about the same stuff. It's just not as blatant.
I guess.
It's like talking about, putting the moves on a girl, but it's not like, I pulled your panties down and I went to town. It was
it's basically, there are some really good rappers like Kendrick Lamar and people like that, but like I mostly listen nowadays just for the producers like Metro Boomin and like whoever made X or Y or Z album. I don't even look up what the lyrics are. I'm like, who produced this like beat? Who made this? That's why I like Young Lean. He's from Sweden. He's this little.
He was guy that everybody was obsessed with for a while. Timbaland. Everybody was obsessed with him.
Oh yeah, no, he made great beats, man. Back in the day, he had some good.
I'm missing Mr. Elliott.
But
Yeah. Now Canada, I mean, Bieber.
My name's MTA, and I'm here to say I'd like to rap in the old school way. A rip,
Bieber,
rap, a rip and a rap, a rip, rap, rip and a do. That's what they say.
Bieber may be a cuck, but unfortunately from Canada, you gave us the world's worst fucking rapper who can't rap or produce or make anything good at all.
You say all that, but the world totally embraces him, as I've said a billion times.
Oh, and
Canada does not make these people stars. They're not big enough. The world has elevated him, not us.
I don't hate him because he's the biggest artist in the world. His just music is just dog shit.
I believe you 100%. I believe you. I'm just saying, it's not like Canada elevated him. You can be the biggest artist in Canada, and it means nothing in the U.S.
Well, Mercules is a savage rapper, and he's from British Columbia. And then you guys have the best EDM artist, Deadmau5, hands down. Like, Trues is awesome. Skrillex has kind of died out by now. Nero is okay, but Deadmau5 is like on a level on his own. I mean, people say Calvin Harris is pretty good, and he's all right. But you guys,
I have no idea who these people are. But I guess they're electronic.
You saw Deadmauce in concert for Canada.
I said, but I mean, yeah, I know him, but I just mean the others. I guess
he was all messed up on E, so he doesn't remember anything.
I wish I would have taken some if I could find some. Because, like, as I said, I enjoyed it, but it was still a very strange experience. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Like, as somebody that's attended rock shows his whole life, being at a show like that where everybody's just sort of nodding and staring at this big screen while this beat repeats, and this weird guy that looks like he might be an alien is way up there and you can barely see him, it feels really strange.
Yeah, I'll side with you there. EDM and rap is definitely way different than rock and metal.
But at least in rap, still, I mean, there's a connection there. There are guys running across the stage with his mic, and you can still see some musicians and stuff. But I mean, in the case of somebody like Deadmau5, it's really weird. It's a real disconnect.
I mean, I was really into the the EDM scene like back in the late '90s, but I never saw anything on that scale, of a Deadmau5 show or anything like that. It was all like club stuff.
Yeah.
It started really blowing up like mid 2000s because Deadmau5 got big like in 07 or 08. But Sandstorm by Darude, that was
like 2001, man. They played that at my graduation. That was a big popular song at my high school graduation. Was Sandstorm. They still play it at the
I'm Blue shit.
Yeah,
that's really bad. But they still play Sandstorm at the Eagles games when I'm.
Techno was big back in the day. Mortal Kombat and Blade, all the shit off of those two soundtracks.
Yeah, that's when I was into it hard. Like.
KMF, DM, whatever, KDFM.
Like I said, I like some of that older stuff. I like Chemical Brothers and the Crystal Method.
Oh, Crystal Method, yeah. There's a Family Values '99 album, and they have a song on there.
That's right.
God damn it, what's the name of this one? I can't remember, but yeah, Crystal Method is awesome.
Yeah, they were kind of odd, weren't they? It's just like Korn and
Limp Bizkit,
Mud Shuffle and stuff, and then it's like now the Crystal Method. A little bit different.
Tell this dog to shut up.
I think that's how I first heard like Primus. Primus were on like Family Values. I was so weirded out by Primus.
That guy can play bass so good. Holy shit.
Yeah.
My name is Mud.
You talking about Primus?
Yeah.
Primus.
It weirded me out.
Primus is good stuff, man.
I respect it. It wasn't really my thing, but I like it.
Me either. Really,
This is a nostalgia fact, but all that shit from the late 90s was epic as fuck. You wouldn't know if when you were downloading I Disappear by Metallica that you'd go to jail because Lars Ulrich was being a cunt.
Yeah. On the History Channel, they had that show, The Secret History of the 90s, and they had the Napster episode. And it just really just like brought it all up again. And
Did you see
like, what an asshole like Lars Ulrich is and stuff, because they have like the hearings or whatever where they're all in the room talking about like how they're going to sue, and he's there in a suit or whatever, and he's reading from prepared notes, and I think he's so smarmy. He thinks he sounds really smart, and of course he doesn't. He's like, what's the difference between going into a record store and just grabbing everything you can? Like, it sounds awful.
I know Jay's seen it, but Cole, have you seen Downloaded? This is a documentary called Downloaded.
That's about the Napster thing, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
They
amazing.
brought me all back to it because I was a big Napster user. I was the perfect prime, audience for Napster. I was like 18, 19 when that came out and stuff. So I downloaded a shit ton of stuff off Napster. And I mean, honestly, really, most of it wasn't stuff I was stealing. Most of it was like bootlegs and live performances and stuff, really.
Yeah.
That's really what I liked about Napster. I was getting like radio station performances and stuff. I mean, yes, of course, I did get some stuff from albums, just like everybody, but the stuff I looked for. What is that sound?
Yeah, I hear it too. It quit.
Yeah. What? Is that
Let me see if it's me.
Am I some sort of echo? Okay, am I talking? Is anything happening after I talk? No.
I'm unmuted. Must be York.
Yeah.
Can you hear it now?
Yeah, it's like a...
Probably my fan, I guess. I don't know.
Sounds like a weird sound effect.
I mean, the fucked up thing is, like, Napster, like, I bought those albums of most of the shit I had already, and I still got, kicked off of there for, like, I probably have bought, like, Metallica albums, like, 3 or 4 times at that point, on different formats, and I get kicked off because I downloaded a Metallica song.
I don't even remember how Napster ended for me. I don't remember getting kicked off. I just remember shutting down.
It's still there. Is it gone?
I don't know. It's still there.
Okay.
It is.
Hang on one sec.
Pop, pop. It's weird.
That's a weird noise, man.
It's like you're in a submarine or something. You just hear some sort of like dripping or something sound. I don't know. We're gonna wrap up soon anyway. It's super late for me.
But look, check it out. That we talked, that Unborn movie is on our Netflix also.
It's really shitty, so it's probably on mine. Let's see. It's called The Unborn.
Yeah, The Unborn. Well, yeah, there's a really awesome 2 movies from the 80s or from the early 90s that Roger Corman's company put out called The Unborn also, but I actually like it. I mean, it's really stupid, but I like it because it's like so.
Can you hear it
now?
It's not that loud. It's still kind of there. I don't know what it is. It's not the worst thing. We're wrapping in a second anyway.
It's fine.
It's not a big deal. I think what you're getting is you're getting an echo from us. I think it's some sort of feedback thing. I think it's when either Jay or I make sound, it's like a feedback thing for you.
Now, do you hear it?
Oh man, Sinister 2 is on here. It's hard to tell.
Oh yeah, Sinister. That's what we were talking about. Not somebody brought up The Unborn. I thought we were talking about doing that one. Let's see.
Yeah, Sinister be good, but I don't think Sinister's on mine. Only Sinister 2, which is, I wouldn't watch if you paid me.
The best one.
I got Silent Hill on here.
None of the Sinisters are on ours.
I don't have The Unborn, but I have something called The Unborn Child and Firstborn. Both on here. The Unborn Child is, I think, an Indian movie. Everybody has really friggin' weird names. Oh, I think it's Thai. Yeah, those are Thai names. Man, Thai's awesome.
No, it's gonna be good.
What I was saying to Orc before we did the show is actually, and I guess it's on yours too, this whole series of comedy horror movies that are Thai called like Oh My Ghost have popped up. It's like Oh My Ghost is like 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna probably watch a couple of them just to see.
Oh man, let me know. Yeah, I saw them and they're pretty funny looking.
We were gonna originally
now almost buy one years on here, not when I needed to.
It got taken off Cole's Netflix.
Which one?
It Follows.
Oh.
Yeah, it was on here for forever, man. And then Orc and I were talking about watching it, and of course it's gone now. So annoying.
Oh my ghost.
Yeah. And fuck, when is the rest of Castlevania's coming out? Not till like October? That's killing me. Anyway, I'm just at the point where I'm bitching now.
Did the sound go away or no?
No.
No, I think I fucked my tablet up. GG. I'm done for next season, boys. That's been fun.
Why? What happened?
Well, the same part you like speak into, I had like my finger over, like fucking holding it, because I've held my tablet this whole time, and I think I like fucked up the speaker, and that's why you're getting the noise. Because I thought it was my fan, but it was going the whole time while we were watching the movie.
Yeah,
So
see,
I
when
think
you talk, we don't get it. It's when we talk. I think you're getting like a feedback thing from us.
Don't leave yet. Stay. I'm gonna let you finish.
Headphones.
Stay for like 2 more minutes. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm gonna check out this new Matt Groening thing.
Yeah, I watched the first episode.
Oh, how is it?
It's okay. I mean, it has some potential, I suppose. It reminds you a lot of like Futurama. It's kind of like if Futurama had a fantasy setting instead. I wasn't like blown away or anything by the first episode, but it wasn't bad. It's no big departure. The humor style is the same, which is fine. I like that humor style.
Yeah. I don't really think it's him that's kept the Simpsons alive anyway. I think it's
God, no. This is probably that's what I was thinking. This is like his first hands-on thing in like forever.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I did watch the first episode just earlier today, and it was fine. It was, and a lot of familiar voices there. Like the Bender voice. Tress McNeil, of course, is there,
really?
as she always
That's
is.
cool.
Joe DiMaggio, or whatever his name is. It's not actually DiMaggio, but it looks the same. It looks like it's it looks like his name is Joe DiMaggio.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
I think the main character is voiced by one of the two that was on that show with the two girls. Something City. I think it was Something City, wasn't it?
Two girls.
Broad City.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I think the main character is her, Abby.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure that's her.
That show was okay. I mean,
It was okay.
It's kind of like there's this surge in popularity of like weed related programs. It's just like it's kind of like done to death already, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like weed's like legal in like 90% of the world now, so
yeah,
it's it's not like you're not cool anymore if you smoke weed. It's like you can go down the road and get it.
Vaping's really blown up here. I'm often out. It's really funny to see. Like, there's nothing wrong with vaping, I guess, but it's really funny for me to see people that are vaping as they walk. I've often walked behind people that are striding along in front of me as they vape. I'm thinking, isn't vaping more of a sitting down type thing?
Cole, is it gone on your end?
It seems to be, because when I'm talking, what I would hear, it's gone. Yeah, because what it was when Jay and I would talk, I think it would like echo or feedback or something on your end.
Yeah, from the volume. Okay, good. All right, at least we fix it.
Yeah. But anyway, I've been behind like people that have been like stridently, purposefully walking a place as they vape. It just seems kind of funny because I always thought like vaping was something you do if you were like, not moving, like sitting in a chair. I thought that was what you do. I'm not saying you can't vape and move. Obviously, you can. It seems odd.
Like I know when I first noticed that it was a thing, it was just normal. They blow out like they kind of look like cigarette smoke. They would blow out. Now it's like these fuckers like take a drag or whatever, and it's just like they fill the room up with the cloud,
Yeah, and I mean, I admit it's not as bad as cigarette smoke. Yeah, it's usually some sort of pleasant thing, but yeah, it's so much. Like you said, it's like
it seems like
excessive.
Too much. Like how bad do you need blueberry flavor in your lungs?
Well, like I said, they probably don't. It's just the cool thing, right?
Yeah.
What was it? It was like it was some shitty show I was watching, some comedy show. I don't think it was Tosh because I like Tosh. It might have been. And anyway, it was something where like somebody like live like show like went on Tinder or something where you can like talk to people. Yeah. And like he's just like somebody put up a profile and it's like got messaged this girl and the girl messaged back and it was showing the conversation and like the first thing he's like what's up or something, like the first thing the girl said is like what's up, do you vape? And it's like, yeah, I vape, and then they just talked about that. It's like this is what like people like in their early 20s should talk about. It was like the first thing she needed to know about this guy that was messaging her on this sex site or whatever it was whether or not he vaped.
Vape? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, I'm super into vaping.
You like ass play?
That's the logical next question.
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Vape Nation, baby.
So it's a vape pen, right?
I guess they have a big apparatus I've seen.
Vape pen. Stick that up your ass.
Vape that shit.
That's what
I mean, it's possible, right?
Yeah, there's no way somebody hasn't already tried it.
I want to see some dude like...
We live in a society of people sticking things up their asses. This has already happened.
Sure. That's why, I mean, proctology is where it's at.
That's true. I would actually like to know a proctologist so they could tell me things that they've seen.
This is a good time to ask you guys this. There was a thing like in the early 2000s, and this is like the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, wow.
On like E-Bombs or some old website back in the day.
Oh, E-Bombs World, yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
This dude, he's filming himself for some reason. He's got like a little jelly jar, right? A little, just like a basic jelly jar glass, and
he sits on it.
He sits on it, and the fucking thing breaks in his asshole. And oh my god, it's the worst thing ever. But then it shows the aftermath.
Oh.
And he's like cleaning it out in the shower, and he's got like a full size bar of soap, and it's just like in his asshole. Like there's no stopping that bar of soap. It's just in and out. And
wait, he was sitting on it for this effect. He was trying to.
No, I think he was trying to get off or stretch his asshole out or something. I don't know.
I'm surprised that people aren't more nervous about that. I would be really nervous about doing some sort of permanent damage to myself.
It's haunted virtually every aspect of my life since I've seen it. So
these people treat it like, oh yeah, it's no big deal if I tear or rip or stretch. Yeah, that's all fine. I'm thinking you only have one asshole. What are you doing?
It's an
important part of your body. You mess it up, you're gonna pay for it for the rest of your life. And people treat it like it's nothing. Yeah, whatever. I'll just do whatever.
Do what, or?
That was when everybody was first on YouTube, right?
Yeah. This was, 2 girls, 1 cup was big at this time. This was 1 guy, 1 cup.
Did you guys ever see the worst video that's on the internet about the Russian kids, the Russian group of kids who are killing people in Russia? Yeah.
What? That's it videos them murdering people?
Hammer, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the worst video I've ever seen.
Were they caught?
Yeah, they were caught and gunned down by the Russian government. Let me just pick up my tablet real quick. They were caught and gunned down by the Russian government. But the video that's so notorious, and I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet, Cole.
I'm not.
Not that you want to, but a guy, they beat his head in with a hammer, and then they stab him in the stomach with screwdrivers, and it's piercing his stomach. And then they just you can see him still breathing, and he's suffering the whole time. And it's probably the worst 15-minute video I've ever seen in my life. It was pretty fun.
How many kids is it, and about how old are they?
It's 2 or 3 kids, and then there's this guy, they hit him on the head.
Or all boys?
What?
All
late teens, 19, 20.
Yeah, I think they're all boys.
All boys, okay.
They hit him with
attack a guy with a hammer, and then just
Yeah, and take a screwdriver to his stomach. They slice half of his face. And then they hit him with a sledgehammer.
So they killed several people and filmed themselves doing it.
No, I think he was the only one they filmed, but they killed a shit ton of people. And then the government just found him and just fucking blew him away to pieces. It was pretty fucked up. Yeah. And I saw that
it's weird. I know I didn't hear about that.
That was in 2008 or 2009, I think.
It's weird for me, seeing people actually get killed on camera is so surreal because, having seen so many movies with that happen, that it's so anticlimactic.
So abrupt and jarring.
Very, very odd and very, very fucking disturbing.
Yeah. I've seen a couple.
Suicide videos and some beheading videos and.
So I told you before about the notorious murders from when I was a kid. The only ones we really had were this McDonald's robbery gone wrong. They shot 4 people, killed 3 of them, and the 4th they permanently brain damage. Well, just the other day I read she died on Wednesday. She was only in her 40s, and she'd been living like in an assisted living place. Anyway, she just died. Anyway, I saw the footage of her getting shot because it was evidence, and my dad was not involved with the case, but my next door neighbor was the Crown prosecutor, and my uncle was the defendant, and he had the tape. And I was not supposed to be in the room. And I saw, it's grainy, black and white. It's security footage. It's down in the basement of the McDonald's where they gone down there. And they yell at her a bunch and then, just shoot her in the head. She didn't die. She's the one that didn't die. But, so not only did I see this, but I saw this when I was 9 years old.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And it just doesn't seem real, They had a shovel that they hit people with, too. Fuckers. Every once in a while I'll hear about them. They're in jail in Ontario. And every once in a while you hear, once there was a guy, he was upset about something, so he was going on a hunger strike. So every once in a while they pop up in the news again. But at least they're not getting out.
Until I heard Joe Bob's mention on Last Drive-In, I didn't know there was a thing in the 1970s with the people in Quebec fucking. And then Trudeau's dad did martial law or some shit. I never even knew about that.
Yeah, they were Quebec Liberation Front, and they were hardcore. They ran around blowing shit up. Yeah, we had some real domestic terrorism going on, and Trudeau clamped down on it. He did the right thing.
Yeah,
because it was out of hand. As I said, the 70s was the golden age of terrorism, and we were affected too. So yeah, that movement didn't even really die out until the end of the 80s. They even get name dropped in Die Hard when he's naming when he's naming the various terrorist groups and stuff that he wants released from prison and stuff, and he talks about Asian Dawn. He mentions the Quebec Liberation Front.
Oh no shit! Yeah, okay, I remember that now. Yeah, there's 5 or 6 groups. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the video? I know you probably have, of the guy who's on the. It's from the 70s or the 80s. And he's doing a press conference.
And he shoots himself at the end.
Shoots himself in the head. Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's where Hey Man, Nice Shot came from.
Really?
That's where they got the song.
He drops so fast. It's just...
Yeah. It's like what I'm saying, you're used to seeing in movies where it would be a huge explosion or it's not really. It's just
I've never encountered that though.
Nosebleeds.
I've never encountered that though, in person, someone actually dying. I've seen people get the shit kicked out of them and being barely living, but I've never seen I've been oh look, I'm in Denver today and seen someone get curb stomped. One of my friends did when I lived in Colorado, and he's he saw it when he was 8, and then someone got curb stomped and their jaw was just broken and they just bled to death on the sidewalk. And his dad's oh, get in the truck, we gotta leave now. And he's just okay.
Wow.
No, I've never personally been on the scene of awful violence.
Yeah. Neither have I.
I've been involved in some violence, some bar fights and stuff, and as I've said, those are scary. They play them, they make it seem like a bar fight's no big deal and stuff in the movies and stuff, but no, it's scary. People get hurt, but still, it wasn't awful. It wasn't carnage. So no, I've never been around something like that. Sometimes I've seen the aftermath of a car accident, but by then the people are gone. So it's not I've seen dead, dying people out on the road or anything like that, and I'm glad I didn't. It's not something I want to see.
I've seen people in body bags and people covered with sheets, after a car accident or something, but, just driving by, but I've never actually witnessed anything, thankfully.
Yeah, I'm glad. It's not something I want to live with. And as far as stuff like curb stompings and stuff, well, where I live, that's not really a thing. I'm not saying it could never happen, but it does not happen. They did have a few years ago things of, and I'm sure this happened in the U.S. too, of swarmings, usually where groups of teenagers would randomly attack people and beat them. But even here, it was bad, but they were not just horribly beating them. They were more beating them up. I got beat up like that, which is still bad, but they were not putting people on the brink of death. But my mom still, I went running the other night, and I run late because I don't like people around. My mom still bothers me about that because she thinks that I'll get attacked by teenagers or something. Not worried about it at all.
Yeah, Jerk Penn reminds us that those guys were called the Hammer Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some
That's
sick,
great.
sick bastards. Glad they're dead.
Guess that's a Mario reference.
MC Hammer.
Yeah.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
We've gone dark, guys. We've gone to a dark
We've
place.
gone too dark. I don't know. It's after 4 in the morning. I'm gonna go.
Everybody's like, all right, we're all depressed now.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about like fun video games and rap and stuff, and now we're talking about like actual
real
death.
life death.
Cole, remember, it gets better. Just kidding. No, it gets way fucking worse. Keep hanging in there, buddy. I love you. Take
I'm
care.
older than you. I know it.
You're the man.
All right,
This
guys,
was
I guess
fun. I'm glad we got to do this. It was fun. It was
we'll,
worth staying up for, but now I got to make sure I don't fuck up my day.
We'll
All right, peace out, homie.
wrap up on that note. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time. We'll try to get more of these up a little more frequently.
Yeah. Do what we can. Thanks a
Something
lot, guys.
fun to do on the offshoot.
Have a good
Good
night.
night.